I have a pretty hard time knowing what the fashion trends are unless I do a little bit of research. So every few months I do like to record a style of video like this where I go online onto online magazine publications and take a look at what editors are saying the current or upcoming fashion trends will be for the season. So in today's video, I'm going to look at the Spring 2025 women's fashion trends to get an idea of what styles and colors will be on trend this coming spring. And I find this particularly helpful as someone who flips clothes online, because if I pick up items that are on trend, it's pretty likely they will sell quickly, sell well, since there are a lot of people on the lookout for those styles and colors. So hopefully you guys find this helpful, even if you don't flip clothes. Hopefully it's helpful just to know what's going to be on trend, and maybe you want to find some trendy things for yourself, which is fantastic. So hopefully you guys like this, and let's hop right on into the spring 2025 fashion trends. Okay, this first article is from Who What Wear, and it is 9 trends set to define spring 2025 fashion. So the first is soft power. What's come to be known as corporate core has had a hand in fashion for years now. Following lockdown, people became surprisingly excited about the concept of putting on a suit or an office-appropriate ensemble instead of sweatpants for their 9-to-5s. For spring 2025, designers began to soften the once sharp tailoring that fell under this aesthetic, moving beyond traditional suiting in some cases and crafting a wardrobe for the modern working person who wants to look work ready but still chic and comfortable. Looks like subtly slouchy trench coats paired with pumps and structured handbags. So it's not so much suits, it's just a little bit more professional pieces, I guess. So a slouchy oversized blazer, or a pencil skirt, a pair of heels, but not necessarily just completely polished. It's a little bit more lax and still very chic, professional, but oversized seems to be a big part of that. All right, next up is powder pink. So obviously this would be a color trend versus a overall style. All right, it says the fall-winter 2024 runways saw red, the color that had dominated the fashion circuit for over a year, ascend from just another trend to timeless status before our eyes. More shades of the color appeared, particularly burgundy, but instead of feeling like a short-lived fad, every variation of red on the runways appears to be just as wearable as the many black, cream, and gray ensembles we saw in spades. All of that is to say that red's promotion made room for a new color trend to reach ubiquity the following season, and powder pink was quick to fill that spot. Next is personal touches. With the rise of micro trends on the internet and social media platforms, there has been a sameness in fashion, but have we lost touch with our personal style? That seemed to be the question designers were contemplating on the runways. This continued throughout the season with looks that emphasized individuality and personal style. This often came down to styling, so just what you piece with your outfit. An all-black look felt personal with the addition of a pillbox hat, oversized sunglasses, and layers of gold jewelry. Similarly, head-to-toe black stood apart with a skirt that was finished with a wide-brimmed hat and leather gloves. So just the pieces that you pair to it to make it very you. And that would, I would guess, come a lot of time in the form of accessories. All right, the next one, the modern socialite. On several occasions throughout the spring-summer 2025 season, we witnessed looks sent down the runway that undoubtedly drew from Carolyn Bessette Kennedy's sophisticated and modern sense of style. Be it a subtle, cool styling trick or an unexpected tailoring or accessory choice. The modern socialite. I'm writing down modern socialite. Some of these are just like, I have to really try to figure out exactly what to pull from that. This, again, I think it is kind of that luxurious style where I feel like quiet luxury was really big for a while. So this is just a little bit of a take on that, maybe just kind of like the way you wear an outfit or just having a piece or two that maybe looks a little bit more expensive and sophisticated. That's kind of my take on this. Satin, little handbag, I don't know. Some of these I'm just like trying to take in, you know. All right, this one is called Isn't It Grand? Opulence is one of the words that hit the lips of showgoers throughout the season as designers continued to debut extravagant looks. In recent years, quiet luxury and minimalism have set the tone for style, largely rooted in simplicity and pared back pieces. But for spring 2025, we're seeing the opposite play out with a return to the unbridled maximalism that has been absent from fashion for many years. All right, I'm writing down maximalism. Dramatic sculptural jackets. Tapestry print satin jackets were paired with heavily embellished pencil skirts. So embellishments, ruffles, anything very, like it says, grand, showy, maximalist. All right, next, just a peep. Peep toe heels. Editors began discussing the peep toe heels from the runway. Interesting, I felt like peep toe heels have been out for a while, so interesting to see that they're back. The shoes were designed with a towering and curved heel, glossy finish, and cutout peep toe positioned near the inner corners. So this isn't just a theme, this is a very specific trend. Peep toe heels. Instead of more traditional styles, the peep toe heels of 2025 are returning with modern takes that reimagine the classic cutout shoes. Next up is craving romance. It's cuffing season and nowhere was the mindset more prevalent than at the spring 2025 shows across New York, London, Paris, and Milan. The fashion world, like us, is craving romance and expressing itself via soft, sheer, and flowing chiffon fabrics in ethereal shades and delicate floral patterns that immediately evoke images of Keira Knightley period piece filmed in a grassy countryside at the peak of summer. Okay, so very feminine, soft, sheer, flowy. All right, then we've got the wrong coat. You've heard of the wrong shoe theory, a styling trick coined by stylist Alison Bornstein that involves pairing an outfit with shoes that would normally feel mismatched or incorrect to create a more interesting, adventurous ensemble. But have you heard of the wrong jacket theory? Probably not, which makes sense given that we just made it up. The spring 2025 runways made it abundantly clear that personal style and individualism will reign supreme when warmer weather arrives later on next year. One of the many ways that was showcased was in the form of stylists topping off looks with seemingly incompatible jacket options, specifically sporty and technical silhouettes. So it looks like just throwing on a coat that you wouldn't really predict to go with an outfit, and technical and sporty coats are the main styles. Utility jackets, nylon jackets, definitely more, like it said, sporty and technical. Next up is feel good. Textiles are taking on more tactile forms, which are showing up in a number of iterations in the spring-summer 2025 collections. Whether soft to the touch feathers or twisting fringe that showcases a new sense of engineering and fabrics, the pieces automatically inspire a want of touch. So very texturous fabric. Each look took on textiles in a touchable, feel-good way, emphasizing a renewed exploration of outside the ordinary textures. So now moving on to InStyle's 7 fashion trends that everyone will be wearing in 2025. First one is animal print. If there's one thing we've learned from 2024's leopard takeover, it's that shoppers simply cannot get enough of animal print. Recent releases highlight underrated animal-inspired motifs such as tiger and cow print. Next is a shot of espresso. So here's another color trend. When Sabrina Carpenter said that's that me espresso, she couldn't have known how massive the impact would be. With high saturation and warm undertones, this rich hue gives off an undeniable air of lavishness that makes even the most no-fuss designs feel elevated. Dark brown is also a great neutral base for color mixing. Style it with trending fellows like butter yellow or crimson for easy color blocking. Next is posh and professional, which does remind me of what we saw in the last article with soft power, kind of a similar oversized, business-like, but still very chic style. Fashion is going full-on boss mode. Staples like fitted vests and wide leg trousers have been trending for the past year, and in 2025, professionalism will hit the industry in full force. Statement blazers and skirt suits will dominate the clothing space, while glove pumps and loafers are set to be this year's hottest accessories. So continuing on with the loafers, I feel like those have been so on trend the last couple years. Even color trends will be impacted by this fashion merger as corporate gray and luscious burgundy continue to take hold. We've heard about burgundy a couple times now, so I'm definitely writing that down but this one does fall into that similar soft power trend or aesthetic. All right, next is classic stripes. Between the rise of lady jackets and streetwear's rugby shirts infatuation, stripes are poised to have quite the year. Its newfound popularity is a happy side effect of fashion's overarching return to the classics. As such, the nautical print may be styled effortlessly with trench coats, loafers, and blue jeans. All right, next we've got big bags. Back in 2005, the biggest indicator of excessive wealth was carrying a massive Louis Vuitton tote bag on your arm. 2 decades later, the same rule is being applied to every brand in the industry. Officially abandoning micro bags, designers are now launching purses to 10 times the size. All right, so big bags, this definitely falls into the maximalism trend. Then we have loose fit jeans. And this style in particular, barrel jeans, which I have not seen out in the wild yet, but I've seen trending and on Instagram or on magazine publications, they definitely seem to be very on trend. So I will be on the lookout. The dreaded skinny jeans have been threatening to make a comeback for months, and as a result, designers are creating baggier styles than ever. This year's denim trends are promising to be the loosest in history, providing an antidote to the skin-tight silhouettes of yore. The volume will reach never-before-seen proportions in the coming months, thanks to exaggerated cuts like barrel jeans and wide leg, a rollover trend from winter 2024. So loose, baggy jeans, and then specifically barrel jeans, which look high-rise and a little more fitted at the waist, and then obviously barrel out and really expand. Then we have Cotton Candy Dream, which again is powder pink. Last year's butter yellow craze set the stage for a new wave of pastels. The next 12 months will see a rainbow of pale hues from delicate pink to sky blue and the lightest sage. Color-loving labels will continue releasing light-washed hues, of course. Though pastels tend to come back each year like clockwork, today's styling gives the girly girl color palette a much cooler feel. Runways are showing monochromatic ensembles as well as layered hues in contrasting colors. Both are easy ways to make your outfit feel fresh. Next, we're going to take a look at an article from Glamour, and it is 9 key 2025 fashion trends you need to know now. First one is Bohemian Daydream. Boho's been back for almost a year now, but spring's best runaways have taken the aesthetic in its dreamiest direction yet. Sheer fabrics and handicraft detailing abound in the most recent collections, which went heavy on beading and embroidery. This also does remind me of some of the other stuff we've already seen. Sheer fabrics, a little more feminine embroidery, I guess boho, and it says layering, lace. Next is Ladies Who Lunch. Tweed was on everyone's mind this season, perhaps because loud luxury is back. All right, we've heard that already, so that is definitely trend, loud luxury. Whatever motivated the big swing towards ladylike style, we're not upset. Some old school elegance is never a bad addition to your wardrobe, trendy or not. So no matter your tax bracket, it's a great time to invest in a classic dress or a gold buttoned cardigan worthy of Jackie O. Here's some good examples with the gold button cardigans, tweed, slightly more fitted silhouettes in some of these cases, less oversized. Then another color trend, pops of pistachio. So pistachio green is another color trend to be on the lookout for. With early 2010s staples like big bags and cropped leather jackets back in the zeitgeist, it was only a matter of time until one of the biggest colors of the era came along with them. I'm talking, of course, about mint green, which is staging a comeback with a little more verdancy for 2025 as pistachio. Pastels like butter yellow and pale pink trended last year, and this take on green feels especially fresh right now. It's a pretty easy one to spot. It's a standout color. And it does go with the, I think it was the last article that said pale colors are expected to be on trend and more pastels. Next is excessive accessorization. Bag charms were some of the hottest accessories of the previous year, and their playful, highly personalized appeal is bleeding into every other bauble on the market. Coach covered Springs bags in faux stickers, sprinkled studs onto hair bows and sneakers. Some models wore as much jewelry as they could carry. Start showing off your personal style with gigantic hair bows, sneaker charms, busy necklaces, and layered keychains. In this, more is more. So again, maximalism. Then we've got prep school. A distinctly American mode of prep has dominated fashion for the last few years, and 2025's first catwalks only proved it's here to stay. But crucially, none of it's played quite straight. Colors are askew, traditional shirting doubles as dresses, pleated trousers sprout built-in belts or skirts. This preppy academic look is about knowing the rules and choosing to break them in service of your own take on style. Untuck your shirt or wear your black loafers with white socks, and you'll be replicating style tricks from some of my favorite shows. So that academia style or preppy is still continuing to be on trend, but it's a little bit more untraditional and slightly more rebellious, I guess is a good way to put it. Moving right along, we have extra slim sneakers. Models wore sneakers with barely there soles, projecting an athletic ease. Lots of brands clearly found inspiration in boxing shoes, showing silhouettes that climbed up the legs and looked light as air. Then we have elevated athleisure. A decade after normcore turned everyday essentials like gray hoodies and black leggings into fashion statements, luxury labels are once again finding inspiration in the least glamorous pieces in everyone's wardrobe. Models looked like they were leaving ballet class. None of these pieces are showstoppers that would look out of place in the gym or on a coffee run. The appeal here comes down to smart styling. Spend a moment considering color, texture, and layering, and your basics will look like luxury pieces. So it's kind of just your basic athletic athleisure pieces, but the way they're styled makes them just like a little step up from that, is what I'm getting from this. So maybe like your bike shorts with a blazer or something like that, like here, or just with a statement, nicer handbag. I guess is sort of what's going on here. Okay, then we have vegan safari. After blowing up in 2024, leopard print is nowhere near done for 2025. In fact, it's being joined by snakeskin, zebra, and almost the entire animal kingdom, which we did see earlier with the tiger print and the cow print. Everything is faux, of course. If you're not ready to commit to a dress, a faux fur coat, or semi-abstract skirt are great places to start. Alrighty, so that's an easy one to spot. Pretty easy to tell when you see a animal print. Good to know that'll be on trend. For a while it was really not on trend and I was passing anything animal I saw at the thrift store. Next is easy asymmetry. One of the easiest runway trends of the year to recreate on a smaller scale is asymmetry. Arty and intriguing, these pieces invite a second look. And ooze, I just threw this on ease. So really just anything asymmetrical. Skirts, tops, kind of like a sleeve hanging down a little bit more. Some are a little bit more obvious, pronounced. Slouchy is definitely another way to put that. Okay, so I compiled the trend research into some overall themes and styles that are expected to be on trend in 2025. So first is soft power or soft suiting. So this is oversized blazers and trench coats, but with softer edges, not quite as sharp and like defined as in seasons past. Pumps, wide leg trousers, and structured handbags, and then loafers as well. Then we saw a lot of animal prints, leopard prints, zebra prints, tiger, cow prints, and one article put it as the whole animal kingdom. Next is ladies who lunch aesthetic. So loud luxury, old school elegance, gold button jackets and cardigans, tweed, classic dresses, and then these include accessories like pillbox hats and lace. Next is peep toe heels with a more modern take. Bubble skirts are expected to be on trend. Bubble skirts and hems, very 80s style. Then we have maximalism, so more is how a lot of the articles were putting it. So embellishments, ruffles, big accessories like large bags and oversized hair bows, and busy necklaces. Then continuing on from, I feel like the last few seasons, loose baggy jeans, so wide leg and barrel jeans. Then we have feminine and bohemian styling and fabrics like sheer, lace, tulle, very flowy and beaded, things like that, very feminine. Next is preppy styles. So pleated skirts, loafers, and button-down shirts, but with a little bit more of a rebellious take this season. So untucked shirts or skewed collars, black loafers with white socks, things like that. Next is stripes, so both nautical stripes and more rugby shirt style stripes. Then elevated athleisure was another big one, so elevating more basic pieces like leggings or bike shorts with something like a leather jacket, or pairing a windbreaker with like a maxi skirt or something a little bit more feminine paired with more sporty. Then as far as the color trends go, saw soft and pale pinks, espresso brown or chocolate brown, burgundy, corporate gray, pistachio green, rich camels, and butter yellows. So those are the trends that I pulled. I hope that this was helpful, and it definitely is helpful for me to look at a few articles and then just see what the patterns are. When you start seeing repeat trends, it does help to like lock it into memory. So even though I won't remember all of these when I'm out thrifting, there are certain ones that'll definitely stay with me, and that if I see something that, you know, sparks memory of these articles, then I will be more likely to get it, just because I will know it is expected to be on trend. That's it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it and found it helpful. Please give it a thumbs up if you did. Hope you guys all have a really good rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video.